the matrix way.
Oh.
So I want to try 12.1 over 46 using a matrix. Yes? Maybe?
Yes.
All right, so I have 5x minus y is 7, and 2x plus 4y is 5. So can you guys convert this to a matrix system for me?
5.
Okay, 5,
-1,
-1,
7,
7.
2, 4, and 5.
Oh, and I forgot a line, and I need another bracket.
And it's 2, 4, 5.
2, 4, 5.
Right.
Okay, cool. Now what?
First step would be
What do I want to, what's my goal?
you want a 0.
Yeah, I want to get one of the variables by itself, right? And what I'm kind of thinking is this first column is the x's, right? This second column is the y's. This bar is,
The answer.
yeah, that's an equal sign, right? And then this last thing is a number, right? Okay, so I want one of the variables by itself. What does that mean in terms of the columns or rows or something?
You're gonna solve for one of them. You're gonna solve for one of them at a time.
Yeah, but what does solve for one of them at a time mean
You
here?
need to zero out one of them.
Yeah, I need to zero something here,
So
right? So I need a row that on the left side has 1, 0, and a number, right? And then I'll know something about either x or y.
Yeah.
You guys see that?
Yep.
So how can I get a 0 to appear?
Top times the top one by 4.
Okay, so let's take row 1 and replace it with 4 times row 1,
Yep.
right? What are you going to do to the second row?
Leave it
don't you
alone.
need that one by itself?
Yeah, we're just going to leave that one alone because we want that equation to show. So I've got 2, 4, 5 in the second row, and Ryan, I think you were on the ball here. What's my top row going to be?
20, -4, and 28.
Perfect. Cool. And now, what's my next step? What do I want to do?
You want to put it the subtract. Add it.
Yeah, I want to add them, right? So where are you going to put the result of adding row 1 and row 2?
Row on.
You're going to put it in the top? Okay.
Because you want your 0.
It doesn't matter at all.
Right.
In the 3x3s, it matters a little bit where you put the 0.
Well, then what you can do, then have the
And he's putting, adding it, or you have to put it in the top row.
So what do you get in the top row? 22, 0, 33. Okay, and what do you have in the second row?
2, 4, 5.
2, 4, 5. I'm seeing a head shaking and a little confusion in the back. Is that accurate? Where did I lose you?
Why'd you pick 4?
Why did I pick 4?
What about like 2 and 5?
Why would you want to do that?
So my plan was just to get a 0 somewhere. And so I thought to myself, okay, what can I add to something? Like how could I add these together and see a 0?
Oh, so -4 and 4 makes 0.
Yeah. So my plan was really here I saw a negative. And so I thought to myself, well, I could squish those together. That'd be pretty easy. There are other options, right? I could have put a 0 here by multiplying this row by -5 and the top row by 2, and then squishing those together. You get a little choice here. Okay. Confusion cleared up? Okay. Now what?
You want to, can you divide this one by less?
Okay, we could knock an 11 out of the top row. That'd be
Divide.
row 1 goes to an 11th of row 1.
Why, are you going to write that stuff on the test?
Your book writes this
Yeah.
down, and the reason I'm writing it down is I want it to be clear, especially when people are skipping around in the videos, what the steps were that got me from place to place. I don't expect you guys to write all of these steps down, but it would be nice if you did.
Well, what I do is I just write next to the row, divide by 11.
Sure, that's also
Okay.
fine. I'd like it if there was some way that you could keep track of what you were doing. So if you dork up, you can go back and find it. And so if I'm
I'll show you how
trying
I
to
do
go
it.
through
and
and
tell me
grade
what
it.
you think.
All right, so what's our second row going to be?
Oh, it's going to be
2,
4, 5.
4, 5, right? I didn't say I was going to change it, so I'm not. What do I have in the top row? So 203 in the top row. All right, now what? Oh yeah, now I could subtract the top row from the bottom row, right? Right? So I could do row 2 turns into row 2 minus row 1.
And it just times it by -1.
Sure. Yeah, so you flip the signs and add. Either way, you'll be left with something like 203, right?
Of course.
In the top. And then in the bottom, what have I got? 0, 4,
And -2.
regular 2, I think.
No, why would it be?
A thing you might want to help yourself with, right? is when you're subtracting, write down minus this row underneath. Right? And then add.
I used the wrong row. I times by the bottom of my -1.
That would also work fine. You'd end up with -4 minus 2 instead.
Right, yeah.
Which is fine.
Okay.
Okay, so
Makes the most sense.
what have I got here? Here. Here. No, it's okay. I was just going to ask you to be a little quiet. Be a little quieter. Thanks. All right, so what do I have here?
2x equals 3 and 4y equals 2.
Yeah, so at this point I'm ready to be done, right? This top equation says 2x is 3, and the bottom equation says 4y is 2. So
X is 3 and 2.
x is 3 halves, and y is 1 half. Bam, done. How do I phrase the answer to this?
We have to phrase it too.
I don't really have to, sorry, phrase was a poor choice. How should I write the answer to this? I don't need to say anything. Yeah, but this is a point, right? This is a 3 halves, comma, 1 half. Why am I trying to make that distinction?
Okay.
Yeah, because this is 2 lines, right? Over here. And 2 lines meet at a point, right? Okay, see that? So I have a nice graphical interpretation of that. We could even draw these lines if we wanted to.
When there's just two, could you also find if they're perpendicular or parallel? Or not perpendicular, parallel or
Yeah, so there might be problems with 2 lines, right? Because the kind of generic picture I'm drawing here is something like this, right? There's 2 lines and they meet someplace. That answer is this, right? Right, the point where they meet is the answer I got here. But there's some other geometry that's possible, right? Which is where they're parallel but different, or where they're the same line. You guys see that?
What?
So there's 3 possibilities here with 2 lines, right? Either they're different lines with different slopes, and they have a picture like this, or they're the same line written twice, or they're parallel but different. You guys see that?
How would you know?
You'll see it here. On this one, I got an answer, right? So I'm clearly in this case because they hit.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
If I had this case where I had two parallel lines that are different, I'll get something like this in my matrix when I try to reduce. I'll get a line of zeros that ends with a number. Right? Because there aren't any things like that, right? They just don't hit, so there should be some kind of a... How about this bottom one? So were they the same line? Yeah, I'll get a line of all zeros. Cool? Questions on that? Okay. So you guys are a little lost? Where?
Well, I figured out how you got the 22,033, and I'm trying to figure out how you. So is it like multiply, add, like each, like square?
Yeah, so what I'm thinking is this line, right, represents an equation. That equation, specifically in this case, is 22x is 33, right? I could divide both sides of that by 11 and get a simpler equation.
Well, that's how you got the 1/11.
Yeah, so what I did was I noticed there was an 11 in everything here, and I multiplied through by 111. So then I got 22 divided by 11, 0 divided by 11, and 3 divided by 11. Right? So this one now represents the equation 2x is 3, right? Which is the same equation as 22x is 33, just phrased in a different way. You guys see that? Then I subtracted 2x from this side and 3 from that side of the equation 2x plus 4y is 5. The x's went away, and I got y's are a number. You guys see that?